Yo, what up, dogs? Yesterday, I went and saw Sisu in the afternoon because it was a rain day and I didn't have to go to work. So I thought, let's treat myself and see a beautiful movie that I've been anticipating for months. And the anticipation was real. I loved this movie. Every single minute of this movie, I loved. And it was an afternoon movie, so there was only 6 people there with me. Probably also construction workers or landscapers that had the day off because of the rain. So I'm gonna assume all of us enjoyed it because I loved it. That's the review right there. I loved this film so much. The trailer explains everything about this movie straight up. If you've seen it, you know exactly what you're walking into. But I know there's a heavy emphasis on this is a John Wick styled movie. It is not. I'm coming straight out the gate to tell you guys this right now. It is a cowboy film or a western. It is 1000% paced as a great classic western. It has a lot of grindhouse influences. It is beautiful. Man, the director, his name, I got my notes ready. Here we go, 1 second. The director also wrote this movie. His name is Jalmari Helander, and I hope I pronounced his name correctly. He's made 2 other films that I've never heard about before, called Rare Exports in 2010 and Big Game in 2014, which has Samuel L. Jackson in it. So I don't know how I missed that either of these movies, but this movie is his best movie. I've never heard of him before. I've never seen any of his films before, but I love this film, and I'm so excited about this movie. I'm telling you guys, man, I'm so excited about this film. So it starts off with our main character, who's played by Jorma Tommila. I hope I pronounced that correctly too. And the character's name is Atami, which means immortal. And also he goes by Sisu, but everyone calls him by his actual name, which is Atami, which I also hope I pronounced correctly. So as the trailer tells you, he's a man who it's 1944, a couple weeks before the World War ends, and Nazi Germany has taken over Finland, and their approach to the war efforts in Finland is called the Scorched Earth, where they literally have torched everything to the ground. Any structure, roads are destroyed, no power, everything. It's just like they've tried to obliterate everything in Finland. Now we have our character who is a retired military person who has become a gold miner. And he strucks gold. He finds a big gold vein, and his goal is to grab this gold and take it to the bank. And that's all in the trailer. It says it's like 565 miles away. So his objective is go from point A to point B with this gold. And along the way, he comes across a troop of Nazis. And this is where the chaos begins. And as I've mentioned, this film has grindhouse elements in it. They do use a chapter system in this movie to tell the tale. So this movie is broken down into 6 chapters, and each chapter is a chunk of a story. So the first chapter is called the Gold Mine, which tells you just a little bit about this character and his determination and drive of being this gold person, or this miner, sorry. And the second chapter is called the Nazis, which sets up these evil, menacing dudes, and they look cool, man. Man, they looked cool. Like just the actors themselves, they look cool. Wait, I got their names down here too. Hold on. So we have, oh man, why did I fold my notes up? So we have Aksel Hennie, who plays Bruno. He's the lead commander in charge of everything. Then we have Jack Doolan, who plays Wolf, who's the sidekick to Bruno. And we have Onni Tommila, who is Schultz. He drives the big tank, and he's also like one of the sidekicks. In this brigade of troops, there is a troop wagon at the back that holds what they call, it rhymes with witches, and it's full of these witches. And the lead actress in there is Mimosa, Willamo, and she plays Anno. And this brigade in chapter 2 is all explained to, like, you see everybody, and it just sets up everything as you go along. And like chapter 3 is like the minefield, and so you kind of know what you're getting on each chapter. It's great. It's brilliantly paced as a western. And as I mentioned, the Scorched Earth, approach to this warfare is really showcased in the beautiful landscapes. Some of the cinematography in this film is absolutely gorgeous, and you just see these beautiful long wide shots of Finland and the man on his horse, you know what I'm saying, which heavy Western influences. And I'm talking like Django, the original, and anything Clint Eastwood did, like spaghetti Western wise, you know what I'm saying? The Man with No Name, you know, Good, Bad, the Ugly, like that style of the silent old man who is a certified killer, man. He's a menace out here. And like even Unforgiven Clint Eastwood, because this is an older fella, right? So as we follow along with this character going from point A to point B to get to the bank, the Nazis are in pursuit because they know he has gold on him. And their whole drive now is to get the gold off of him because they know the war is going to end soon. And when it ends, most of these guys are going to get tried for war crimes and will not live to tell another tale. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, let's get this gold so we can fly out of here and be safe and get like just go before we get killed by, I guess, whoever, right? Whoever's going to hang them, right? So that's their determination of why they got to go after our hero. And along the way, we learn about the legend. That's chapter 4, the legend of Sisu. And we learn that he's like this crazy veteran war dude who's killed like 300 Russians and stuff, right? And it's like really cool legend. And like we don't sit for a long time with the character on the backstory, but they give us enough to know that this is a guy you don't want to trifle with, right? And they sprinkle action along the way. As soon as chapter 2 hits, we're getting into the action. And chapter 3, more action. Chapter 4, action. Like chapter 1, no action, nothing, not at all. Sets up the rules of this character, his motivation. And then from that point on, it's action. Every chapter has a action beat to it, and it's cool, man. And some like, man, it's such a great film. It really is. If you're going in there expecting a John Wick film in that style, don't. But expect the combat from John Wick. The choreographed fight scenes from John Wick is what you should be expecting, but expect the pace of a cowboy movie with the flavor of Grindhouse. And like, what else? I don't know what else to say about this film other than it is absolutely cool. And a lot of the German soldiers just looked cool. Like they just looked grimy, beaten down from, you know, war, man. The war sucks for everybody. But these guys look like they're just filthy mongrels, savages who are just tired of war, and they're not treating like they're also downtrodden, but they're like, who cares? This is war. We can be the bad guys, and they're filthy too. And let's talk about the women in this group. They have a very small role in it, but they have their comeuppance at the end, which is great too, because you see that in the trailer where they're all walking together as freed people, and it's cool, man. They have good scenes in there too, but they have a really good comeuppance moment too because of Sisu, and they also tell the legend of Sisu to the troops in the back that are with them. So like they have a little bit of play in this film, but you're just along the ride for Sisu the entire time, and I have no negatives about this film. Like, yeah, just go in expecting a great cowboy action-filled movie with great cinematography. I have nothing bad to say about it. The theme music, like the music's great. Sometimes there's some scenes where he really reminded me of, what's his face from Hobo with a Shotgun? Rutger. I can't remember his last name right now. Like there's a point where he's like building up this rage scene and you see it. It looks so dirty and nasty. And I'm just like, yo, that's Hobo with a Shotgun right there. I loved it, man. Oh, I loved it. I loved every minute of this movie. I got nothing else to say about it. I just loved it. I'm recommending it. Obviously, I think you can tell. I'm going to buy it for the collection as soon as it comes out. This is a day one purchase. Go with your friends. See it as soon as you can. Cheap night, do it, man. Just do it. Or if you have to wait for streaming, day one, put that on your wish list. Get that. Just get it. Trust me, guys. Trust me. I don't talk too glowingly about movies, but this is one of those ones where I'm like, did I just watch a masterpiece? Did I watch a modern Western cowboy masterpiece told by some Finnish dudes? Because like, it's dope. It's dope. Go see it. That's the end of the review. Just go see it. Yeah. Anyways, you guys have a good week. Go to the movies. Enjoy whatever you're going to go and see. I'll talk to you. I'll see you on the next review, guys. Peace out.